Let me see. Where's Clip Studio? Okay, it's doing some backup stuff. Oh boy. Okay, let's set up. Well, I guess I can see the chat from here. That's fine. Okay, hopefully the one I was working on uploads to the cloud. Because I know it won't be on here. Which kind of sucks because I cannot figure out how to get it over here like the other ones. It's just for some reason it won't show up over here. It's kind of annoying. And it's on my iPad. And that's the one I want to work on because that's the one I got the furthest on. But where is it? And why is it not showing up the rest of them? Okay, let's see if I can get it to show up. If not, then I'll just work on the other one. And then I don't even know, like, there's not a way. There's not a way where I can just add it to here. That would be nice. Oh, wait, what's this plus button? Nope, that is not it. So, maybe. Because I saved it, so I don't know why it would be having a hard time showing up. So, I gave her a turtle. That's the one I was working on, and I managed to do her hand and everything. But for some reason, I cannot get this one to go and save over to the cloud. And it says the only thing I had to do was save it in a Clip Studio file format. And that is what I did, but it's still not showing up. So I don't really know. Um, I don't really know how to bring it because I can share it, but and then I can save it to files, but it's already saved to my Clip Studio file. So I'm thinking maybe I can. I don't need to import it. It's strange. So what I think I'm gonna do, I guess I'll just work on that one. But I really didn't want to. I could also start a new one because there has to be a way to get this file over to, where I need it to be. Because for some reason it just does not want to show. And I don't know how to make it show up. So, I mean, I do. I think it's just not cooperating. So I can work on that one, but that will make no sense. So maybe I'll start a new one. I don't know. I'm not having the best week. So I'm just here existing at this point. Okay, so since it doesn't want to show up in the cloud for whatever reason, just double check. Yep. I guess we'll work on this one. Alright, you know what? I wonder if I can. If I open this, if I wanted to open. No, it's not here either. Okay, I was just curious on if it would be. But I guess that wouldn't make sense if it was, it wouldn't be on my computer. Okay, well, let's do a new one. Because I kind of want to, I don't know, for some reason I want to show her in like a more dynamic pose. So I guess we can keep it as a square. I don't want to go too big. So square is okay. I did that thing again. So let me just make sure. Okay, I think this is an okay pencil to sketch with. See, Flip Studio is having itself a ball right now. Okay, there. It didn't. The eraser didn't want to show up just then, but it's fine now. Okay. So pose wise, I was thinking something kind of similar to the one that um, she was in, or maybe a running pose. How would I go about that? And this reference photo is still up there for some reason, but I'm gonna I'm gonna leave the reference colors there because I want to use those colors probably for all her photos. Hi Linda, how are you? I'm just here. I probably won't be streaming for long. I'm just trying to have at least one good day this week. So I'm playing with my new toy, but honestly, not really feeling it. Just not been having a very good week. So I do want to. I don't know if I want to have her running, but I kind of want to have her facing the camera, like facing us. So maybe not running unless she's running towards the camera. But I don't know how well I can execute that pose. I'm not good with foreshortening, so I don't know if I can execute that. I mean, I probably could because it would probably be something like, okay, so we got our head right. It's a little wonky, but it's a sketch. Don't worry. And so she's running towards the camera, so I would assume that her. I mean, I could just look at a reference picture, but who wants to do that? Um, I think her it would be more like that away, because this arm would be kind of like in the front somehow, and she's like running or whatever. Don't mind her hand. And then this one would probably be like back here somewhere, back here behind her. I don't know, right? And then oh, thank you. Yeah, it's just life, bunch of stuff going on. Um, this arm would actually be down here, and yeah, because it would be something like that. And then as far as, and I'm gonna have to move her up just a little bit. Um, so her feet, like, okay, so I know there would be like one in front towards us, or probably even like this, some kind of way. But this one would be in the back, maybe. It's a weird running pose. um, but she's not this tall either, so I would have to like maybe make this smaller, or it could just be a close up. But I can even, like, if I wanted to have her leg going straight, I think it would look weird unless it's supposed to be the other leg. So if we change it up, and this one is the one that's kind of out, and then this one is, that would make more sense, I think. And but something's not right with this leg either. Like, we know this one's in the back somewhere doing whatever it does. It's probably like lifted or something. I don't know. Probably not like that, but you know what I mean? It's back there doing its thing. But um I'm not really sure. I'm gonna bring this a little bit closer. Okay. So I know this leg would be in the back. And this is what I meant where I said I wanted to give her a cool pose, but I'm not, I would have to like really practice the pose a couple of times. Because this foot would be, I would assume it would be closer to us, but I don't really know. I guess what would you do? Make the foot bigger? I guess we can just look it up. I'm one of those lazy artists who don't really like looking it up, but let's look it up. Okay. Scared to look anything up on the internet because of what might pop up. Okay. So this one's kind of in the front, but I kind of wanted her like dead facing the camera. So something like this one. See, that foot's in the back. So this leg is slightly bent. Um, and then the foot is facing upward. So let's just save it. I don't know, we can just save it as whatever its name is. Okay. And then, nope, girl, I'm I should, but I don't. I sometimes I do, but like when I get into my moods, like how I am now, I'm just like, nah. Okay, so that's the navigator one. That's the sub view. So I want to add. I think it's under view. I know I probably should, but um, where is the thing? Nope, not that one. Where is it at? Is it sub view? Oh no, I just got rid of the color palette. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay. What's item bank? I don't think that's what I'm looking for. There it is. Okay. So I don't know how to add something else to here. Open image on canvas. Can I do that? Oh no. Okay. I mean, I guess, but that's not what I was trying to do. But that's nice because I can pull the color from there, I think. Um, no. Okay. So what the heck? All right, I can't even. What is happening today? What does this one do? Import. Okay. There. All right. Okay. So she's kind of short, so her foot you'll still be able to see it, but now that I'm looking at the reference one, it's like I feel like I need to redraw this whole thing over. So let's do that. Well, can I like clear the file all at once? No. Okay. I'm sure. Well, I don't want to say no because where did it go? Oh, well, I guess I can because it just did it, and I don't know how it did it, but whatever, we'll take it. Okay, let's actually pay attention here. So we have her head, and we'll just draw her a little smaller for now, just so she can fit. No, I lied. I want her to be the right size because if I have to resize it and it comes out good, I'm gonna be mad. So we got her head, and then we got her neck. So her shoulders are slightly bent. They wasn't as bent as I had them. I mean, in a way, because like her arm is like down here, and then she's got the other one. But I kind of like the way the arm was in the other one. This just looks kind of plain. So, and I don't even remember how the arm was in the other one. Can I undo all the way until how far back can I go? There. I like the way it was in this one. It seemed more dynamic. So maybe we can just fix the feet, right? Because I kind of like the way it is here. So now her actual body is probably not as big as I had it. All right, so she's got her little, whatever she has going on here. So this one is behind her, so we won't draw that one too far down. But this one is like doing some weird stuff, and it's still in front of her a little bit. Um, it's almost like the top part is like slanted, but then you have this other part where it's coming down, and her shoe would be like upward, I guess, depending on whatever direction she's running. This is a terrible reference, isn't it? I mean, like the reference isn't terrible, but I meant like I think what I think is happening is I think this needs to be over some. I think that's what's happening. So that might be what's happening. And anyway, um, this one is in the back somewhere. So but you can still kind of see her shoe in the other one. So I guess it would be, but doesn't that look weird? It still looks weird. Maybe it's because I'm trying to make it too realistic, right? Because that's what happened when I was trying to make, I was trying to follow a reference on some character I was trying to draw, and it didn't really look right. Okay, so let's say she had on her little dress, right? It probably wouldn't, because it's going this way because she's running, so everything's flowing a little weird. Okay, so what if we put this this leg in front and then we just kind of hit that one? My struggle is real because don't mind my little person here. We want the pose there. We want this arm. This is probably gonna look weird back there somewhere, but so I can't seem to get the waist part. Maybe that's it because it's really supposed to be like that, huh? And then so it's basically saying that her this foot should be in the back, and then this one should be in the front. She looks like she's tap dancing. Okay, well, at least I got a laugh out of the day because, oh my goodness. 'Cause sometimes I'll draw the poses. Yeah, um, it looks like she's tap dancing. Something's definitely not right. Uh, well, they have the foot upward, so it would be like that actually. I don't know what's going on with this one. um, I don't know how do I mean, do kids even run like that? We can like I don't know. She can have like an awkward run, and then also maybe this one is like too far or something. You can definitely tell when I'm in like the crappiest of moods because all my stuff looks like it just turns out crappy. If I wanted to like really have her running to the side though, that would be awkward too, and I kind of don't want that. Like I feel like I think I did that backwards. I feel like I don't know, something ain't right here. Me and my stick figures. Okay, all right. This is the universe telling me I need not to be drawing right now, but it still looks weird. I don't. It just no matter how you look at it, it looks weird. Like this back foot, I feel like it shouldn't even be showing. Like she's. I get this part in a sense, but I feel like this one shouldn't even be showing. Maybe like a little bit, maybe like that, but in a sense, I feel like it shouldn't be running. It shouldn't be showing. Or maybe it's just because of how I drew her hands, too. Yeah, I'm gonna save it. It's just I can when I'm not, and I don't even want to say in a good mood. I mean, I'm not in a good mood, but when I'm having one of my moments is what I like to call it. It shows in whatever I'm doing, and I had a really just crummy day yesterday. And I thought maybe if I came on, here and did some drawing, and maybe that would help, like, kind of just alleviate. But I don't know. I'm thinking I need to just go back to sleep. But I'm kind of mad because I was trying to get this one, the one I was working on, and that's kind of another reason why I don't want to start a new one. But the one I was working on is on my iPad, and that's that one. And I can't seem for some reason to get it over to this one, and I don't know why. And it's asking if I want it saved and everything, and so I save it, and then it's still, I don't know. For some reason, it's still not cooperating with me here. So I'm not quite sure. Um, I don't know. I don't know what happened, and I don't know why it's you know doing what it's doing, because all of my other ones saved, but this one for some reason, um, it wants to be a knucklehead and not work, and I don't know why. So that's another frustrating thing. So I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, I hope everybody else is having a better week, a better day than I am. I do like the way this one is though, so maybe we'll just like round it off, like her foot's behind her. Or her leg's probably not that short, but yeah, maybe I'll do something like that but I feel like I want her feet to show, so I'm gonna have to make this smaller. While I'm at work today, I guess I'll just look up some awkward kid running poses or something, because in my head I kind of have what I want it to. Maybe I'll search up like child running poses. In my head I kind of have what I want it to look like, and um that's cute. But so, like, okay, so he has his foot's not all the way up off the ground, so maybe that's what it was. Maybe because hey ambient, um the one I was looking at, it was more like like a professional runner. Kids don't run like that unless they're training to run like that. But they don't run like that. Like, look at these kids here. Their feet, it's like they flow the other direction. They don't run like a professional runner. Like, look at this one. Look how awkward those. None of them are running like that lady. Can I zoom this? Can I, like, I cannot. Okay. But you all see what I'm talking about. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was aiming for something like this kid's feet, or this kid right here. Because it was looking weird to me, because I was like, something's not right. It doesn't even look, the pose didn't look like it would fit her. So I was looking for something like this, and I like his hands is exactly how I have her hands right now, roughly. Um, so maybe I will use this one, but then I also like the way how he's like face on, like charging into us, I guess. Oh, I'm gonna save this one. I like this one. Um, I'll use that one. But like, even like they even have like sideways ones, but I don't. I wanted her running towards the camera in a sense. I mean, it doesn't have to be directly head on, but I did want most of her to be towards the camera. So I think that was a good one. Maybe looking up toddler running, smaller people. Yeah, exactly. They have, yeah, exactly. I have some figure drawing book. Yeah, I need, and I have one by 3D Total Publishing, but it's behind me on my thing and I didn't feel like grabbing it. So, oh, they have cartoon running pose. Okay. Um, maybe I should have did like anime running pose cuz she doesn't look like an anime character or a cartoon character, so I don't really know, you know. But okay. I do like the one of those little boys running. Like this one's nice, but I don't think she's running that hard. But this one's nice. She's running really hard. Like look at her. She's bringing up the whole. Yeah, I am. I just kind of just, jump in there because I have it in my head what I want it to look like. I just needed to work on paper. Uh, thrift books? Uh-oh, don't even tell me. Ooh, mm-mm. What's thrift books? See, here y'all start. Used bookseller. Mm-mm. Okay. Y'all done did it now. So what would I search? Like art books? Okay. Art reference books? See. Okay. Let's see. Let's just do art books. Let's see what we can find. Watch, it gives me like a million. Okay. None of these look like art books. I might have to be more specific. Oh, figure drawing. Okay. Do they have figure drawing for like? See these type of figure drawing books, I'll fall asleep. Oh, here's one by. What does his look like? Is this the one you were talking about? Can I see inside the book? It's not bad though. But I can't. I need to see inside the book. And why does it only have 1 star? Well, we can't really go by the reviews of people. Hmm. Ooh, and cut. Nope, I'm not. I'm not buying any more coloring books. I'm actually possibly moving. So, well, not possibly. I am moving. I just need to, I'm kind of narrowing some things down and getting rid of things and things like that now. So, because I might be moving not exactly anywhere close. So, I don't necessarily need to take all of my things with me. How do I get back to the page? Well, the back button, Jazz. Um, I'm limiting myself on what I'm bringing across the states with me. So important stuff first, like my computer, my new toy, my gaming systems, my art supplies. Um, stuff like that. And then I have like this large Pikachu collection. It's a lot going on right now, and I know I should be preparing and thinking about it, but I just want to take a few days to not have to think about it and try to just clear my head. Ooh, there's one of faces. Kindle books, they take up no physical storage space. Yeah, I'm a physical book kind of person. I don't have like a lot or anything. It's just my books are like they tend to be on the thicker side. Hmm. So maybe where's this? Do I want to do this one by one? No, here's is this one's by Christopher Hart too. Who is this Christopher Hart person? Does he have a YouTube? Oh, he's got a lot of books though. Yeah, it's stressful, and then I don't drive, so I have to figure out how to get my things. It's gonna be expensive. I'm already knowing it is to get my things to the other side of the United States, but or just to move my things anywhere really because I have like a lot of collectors things, and I have like bigger item type of stuff like my computer, my new toy, things like that, my gaming systems. Those are all things that I want carefully moved. I don't want them just thrown around. Um, though I have warranty on most of them. My computer I do not because that was built. Um, but it's stressful because I do have a lot of stuff, and it's like I can put it in storage, but then I have all of my things in storage. I would have my stuff over here in storage in Vegas, and I'll be somewhere else on the other side of the United States. So I was actually thinking of going to California, moving my things there in a storage. That way, um, my sister can at least check on it, you know, like, hey, go check on my things, make sure no one's broken into the storage, so on and so forth. And then maybe little by little, I can have her ship it to me. So that's the only thing I can think of. So I'm just going to pack what I can little by little, and then I can probably have her and her husband come help me, move it to a storage in California, and then, spend some time out there with my family before I go across the states. That's what I'm thinking. That way, at least somebody can watch my stuff while you know what I mean? Like, and then especially out here, like, I don't know, it'd be a lot of sketchy stuff going on. So it's like, I would want somebody to kind of, you know, be able to just every now, like, I don't expect her to go like every day. I just every now and then kind of, and I'll leave the key with her, like, just check on my stuff because right now what's gonna be in there would probably be a lot of my collector stuff, like my giant plushies and stuff like that is it's important to me, obviously, but I have other things that need to be moved first. So if I can put that stuff in storage for now. Like I have a lot of crafting stuff. That stuff can go in storage because I'm not crafting right now. I'm like doing art, and then coloring book wise, because I have like 80, almost 90 coloring books for no reason. Um, I think I'm just gonna bring probably my favorite Kirby books, my favorite mythographic books, Serene, because I want to finish that one by Nick Filbert. Mouse Guard, obviously. And just like, my favorite, and then the rest can go in storage. Um, so I have it mapped out in my head. It's just right now I'm just kind of not in the mood for it, I guess. Like I was still processing everything. So, it's been a long time coming, I guess, but you know, it's just a lot of stuff. I don't know, it could just really not be a lot of stuff and I could just be over exaggerating, but I know it's not all coming with me. So I have to kind of like, you know, kind of just be like, okay, what's coming with me, what's not. And then I have to get I don't know how I feel about the cardboard boxes. I mean, I would rather get like a tote container um for my things because bugs and stuff like that like to chew on cardboard boxes, and I feel like the tote containers will be a little bit better. But then it's like I'm also doing all of this with no help. So I know they would be kind of heavy. So that's why I'm like, I know my sister and her husband will come help me, but they also have two kids. So I have to catch them when the kids aren't at school and they can come make the trip down here and, all of that stuff. It's kind of annoying, but you got to do what you got to do, and just too much going on for me, and I'm trying to like um I guess I don't want to say be calm about it cuz that's kind of fake to me. It's kind of like um it's like telling somebody that's sad not to be sad. So I don't want to say I'm trying to be calm. I'm just trying to not stress too much about it because the way I am, I'm already stressing about it. It's like, okay, I got to do this, I got to do that, I got to do this, blah blah blah. And so I'm just trying not to put extra stress. You know what I mean? And then there's also work on top of all of that. So, and then yesterday was just irritating because, it's like um, you wake up with the foolery and then you go to work and you think you're going to have a decent day at work, and then you go to work and it's the foolery. So, um, I went to work annoyed, left work annoyed, woke up this morning annoyed, and I don't know. I just want to sleep. So, anyway, I'm gonna have to check out this Christopher Hart though. He's got a lot of books, and he's got drawing shape by shape, and look, anime mania, how to draw characters, and you all know you all should not have. Yeah, find a place of peace. On the other side of the United States is where my peace is at, apparently. So I'm basically probably gonna end up because, well, my sister, she wants me to move in with her, and she's like, well, we can get a bigger place, but right now they're in a 2 bedroom, so it's like their room and then the boys' room, and she's like, well, you can have the boys' room, and I'm like, no, I don't want to, you know, take their room from them. That's their room. You know what I mean? I don't want to impose on her. And I know my sister will probably knock me in the back of my head for saying I'm imposing. But, you just feel like you're imposing because that's what you feel like. So, and then my niece was like, well, you can move in with me, but she's got a 1 bedroom and she's already got her mom staying there with her. So I'm like, no, that's more imposing than moving in with my sister. Like, you know. So my best friend, he's been itching for me to come out there anyway. Like he's like, you don't come visit me and blah 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 blah. And he was like, well, he doesn't mind if I stay with him. That's right up his alley. So you know what I mean? I don't mind. And he's like, I got an extra bedroom. It's a little smaller than mine. So if you want the big one, you can take mine. And, you can stay here as long as you need to. You don't have to come and hurry up and get a job and hurry up and get out. He's like, stay here as long as you need to. Like, it's okay. And I'm just like, it's crazy when, let's say, me and my boyfriend been together for 7 years. And I don't know if it's just me or, I mean, it can't be me because every time it happens, I go to my sister and I tell my sister everything. So I go to her and I talk to her about it and I'm like, is it just me? But he acts a certain way around the same time every year. And it's always right around the time when the lease is coming up. And it's like we get into these stupid arguments, and every time we get into a stupid argument, it's like, oh, well, you can go find somewhere to stay, or, or I'd rather just be by myself, or if it's not working, then he finds some kind of stupid reason to end the relationship. And I told my sister last time he did it, I said, I'm not about to keep playing this game. Like, this is a game to me. You know what I mean? Like, if most adults who want to be with someone, they work it out. They don't at the first sign of an argument be like, oh, we're not together anymore. Like, that's what children do, in my opinion. So I don't care what the argument's about. You know what I mean? Like, unless one or the other person cheated or committed some crazy kind of crime or something like that, if it's something stupid, you work it out as an adult. But we clash a lot because he feels like whenever we talk about something, it's an argument. So we clash. And we clash a lot. And I told my sister, I said, the next time we clash, and the next time we clash, and he says something like, oh, well, I'd rather just be by myself. Or, well, then I guess we're just roommates. Or, oh, man, you can just go find somebody. That crap. I told her, I said, I'm not doing it over and over and over and over. There's a line. You know what I mean? So I told her the next time he did it, that's it. I'm not about to ask why. I'm not about to, oh, let's work it out. I'm not about to do any of that normal adult stuff. I'm just going to be done. Because to me, if you're able to turn me off like a switch, then we don't need to be together. That's what I feel like. So I can't keep, it's not good to, my dog is like licking what is happening, ma'am? She's like trying to lick the bottom of my feet. Stop it. Hey, 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 hey. I'd like to have my feet to myself, please. Um, there's a line and I have to draw it, and it's gonna be tough because everything is like, my cell phone is connected to his bill, like, everything is connected. So everything has to be disconnected, and reconnected, and it's a lot. And yeah, she does, and she likes to lick my feet when I'm not in a good mood, but um because she knows, will you knock it off? She knows, like, it'll make me laugh. Quit it, Mizu, please. Okay, okay, all right. Um, okay, okay. Yes, Jazz is fine. Go have a seat, please. Um, so I'm sure you guys can hear her panting around. Okay, sit. Thank you. So anyway, so I have to. It's just a lot of stress. Yeah, and I'm like so tired. Anyway, it's a lot of stress, but I'm also trying not to stress, because the more I stress, then there goes my blood pressure and everything else, and then I'll just be sick and stressing. So one thing at a time, it is what it is. But like I said, it's been a long time coming, because he does this a lot, and I'm over it. More like I'm just kind of, I don't even want to say numb. I was kind of expecting it, because the way, kind of like the way that the arguments go, it's kind of just like, okay, were you, I don't want to say planning it, but it's just like, okay, that argument turned into an argument and it didn't even have to. Or we can go from talking, and then, because if I start making sense, or if I say something he doesn't want to hear, then he goes into this mood, and then there goes the whole conversation, and it's just like, I'm not gonna keep doing that, because it's like trying to get a kid to understand that they're doing wrong, and but they're stubborn, and they're like, well, I'm not doing wrong. Nobody else in the world seems to think I'm doing wrong. And it's like, yes, they do. He's like one of those where he feels like, you know, he can do no wrong, or he is never wrong, or he is always right. And it's like, then when I show him, like, here you go, here's proof you're wrong, it's like, it gets flipped. Like, oh, well, it's because you X, Y, and Z, blah, 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 blah. And then it's like, you're trying to make it my fault. And I'm like, I'm not stupid. I know it's not my fault. Maybe the last, maybe, and that's what I feel like. I feel like maybe the last girls, or any girls that he's talked to before me, maybe they're easy to flip and be like, oh, okay, well, maybe it is my fault, or, oh, I'm so sorry, you're right. No, that's not me. So I'm gonna fight tooth and nail for what I believe in, just like he would fight tooth and nail for what he believes in. But if you have proof that you're wrong, the difference between me and him is, I can be like, oh, okay, I'm wrong, or you were right about that. Or if you show me, like, hey, here's the proof, I can say I'm wrong. I can say, I messed up, or, okay, you were right about X, Y, and Z. He cannot do that. Or he can and doesn't want to. I don't know. But for 7 years, I constantly tell him, like, you're not listening. And when you don't listen, you don't retain information when you're not listening. You cannot listen to me while you, if I'm talking to you, you're supposed to be listening. Just like if you're talking to me, I'm supposed to be listening. But the problem is, once I start talking, if I say something he doesn't like, he'll blow a lid and then forget whatever I'm saying. Now it's a whole new argument. And then the one that we were talking about is lost in the clouds somewhere. And it's like, well, I wasn't done talking. You interrupted me. We're getting nowhere because you're not listening. And then it annoys me and it makes me mad, because now it's like he's trying to talk, and it's like, how do you expect me to listen to you and expect me to, answer anything that you're about to ask me when you just cut me off and just, so it's a constant cycle of that. And I'm kind of burnt out on it. I'm burnt out on a lot of things, and I don't know if it's just because I'm getting older, but the more, like, if something irritates me, or if something if someone does something and I know it's not right, I'm at the point where it's like, okay, I'm just gonna cut that person off. I'm not going to say anything to them. I'm not going to have any communication with them because it's pointless. It's like talking to a wall. And it's not just with him, that's with anybody, you know? And I'm like, my health and my inner peace is more important to me than anything at this point. So I'm not about to let you or anybody else drive me crazy. So I'll leave before any of that even starts. Before there's even an inkling of you about to drive me crazy, I will leave. So, I'm not one of those ones where it's like, oh, before I was like, oh, it'll work, anything will work. And I still believe that anything will work if you want it to work. If both parties want it to work, it will work. But it's not going to work if you have one party believing it's going to work and then you have the other party half-assing it and get upset or get butt hurt or, don't want to listen because they don't like being told something. And legitimately, and then it happened like last night at work, there was a girl, one of the girls that works with me, or I mean, I don't want to say works for me because I'm not her boss, but I'm like the supervisor, manager-ish person of that area, like the coordinator, like coordinates the area. So she comes and she's walking past me and I'm like, hey, because I didn't know the girl's name. She's one of the newer employees. So I said, and literally this is exactly how I said it. I said, hey, your passenger's flight is boarding in like 10 minutes, or I think I said 45 minutes. I'm not sure if it was 10 or 45 because I had a couple passengers that was, you know, crunch for time with their flight. So I was like, hey, I said, your passenger's boarding in like 10 minutes. I said, she's kind of in a rush. So can you like double time it if you don't mind? Those were my exact words. This girl looked at me, rolled her eyes, and kept walking. So I told the other coworker sitting next to me, I said, why does that girl have such a bad attitude? So the girl went to the manager and spun up some story. So the manager called me. She's like, hey, what did you say to, so and so? And she said her name. And I'm like, well, who is that? Because again, I don't know the girl's name. So I'm like, who's that? And she was like, so and so. And I'm like, no. I'm like, is she a passenger? Is she a worker? Like, I don't know who you're talking about. So she was like, no, she's a PSA. She's a worker. And I was like, well, what does she look like? Because I'm like, I don't know. Did I, trying to figure out, like, did I do something today? Like, so she was describing her and she was like, she was coming up there to pick up a passenger that was kind of late or something. And I was like, oh, I said, yeah. I said, well, when she was walking by me, I told her what I said. I said, hey, your passenger's flight is boarding in like 10 minutes or so. I said, and she's kind of in a rush. And I told her, I told her, can she double time it if she doesn't mind? So she was like, well, she said she doesn't like your tone. And I said, she didn't say anything. I said, not a single word came out of that girl's mouth. I said, so whatever she said is a total lie. I said, because she never stopped walking. She never stopped to see what it was I was saying. I said, she rolled her eyes at me and kept going. So she was like, well, maybe you got the eye roll because of your tone. So, maybe you should just watch how you say it is what she said. I said, excuse me? I said, firstly, I said I wasn't rude. I wasn't yelling. I wasn't screaming. I didn't say anything out of pocket. I said, so if she cannot take, hey, I mean, if that's the case, I could have been like, hey, your passenger's late. Hurry the hell up. You know what I'm saying? That's how she made it seem. I said, and I'm just like, I didn't say anything to the girl other than if she didn't mind. Like, I was polite as hell because I don't know the girl. Now, if it was like one of my coworkers and, we play around a lot or something like that, I'd be like, man, hurry up, you know. But I don't know that girl. So I'm like, if you don't mind, can you double time it? Because the lady's in a rush. The lady was rushing. So I was letting her know. So she's like, well, we all have to work together. I said, look, I won't say anything to this girl. This is how I'm literally solving problems now, because if she cannot take someone informing her of something work related, if she can't take that, then I won't say anything to her. I said, because what is it that I said to her that's, she's like, well, she wasn't mad. She just didn't like the way you said anything. And she told me that she asked you. I said, once again, not a single word came out of this girl's mouth. So she didn't ask me anything. I said, you know what? So and so was standing right there. Go ahead and ask them. I said, and then you call me back. I never got a phone call back. So I don't know if they asked her or not. But I'm like, I won't say anything to this girl. So if she's late or if she needs to be somewhere or whatever the case may be, that's just going to be on her. She's going to be one of those employees where I don't say anything to and just let it all fall down on them, because you got to be joking. I was like, are you serious right now? I was like, I'm already having a crap day. And when I'm having a crap day, I don't take it out on anybody. If anything, I try to be extra polite, because you never know what kind of day somebody's having. And this girl was just, and I'm like, what kind of foolishness? I was like, yeah, I'm over this job. I'm over Vegas. I'm over the foolishness. I was just like, I'm constantly getting, I feel like, these smaller signs of like, hey, you don't need to be here. You don't need to be in this situation. Get out of this situation. Get out of that situation. So it's kind of like, now when I get those signs, it's like, this one looks adorable. I'm going to click on this one. Now when I get those signs, it's just like, I'm like, yeah, I'm following my mind, because some of these people don't know. I can't no more. So moving on. And, I can actually literally transfer my job anyway to Florida if I like. So that is where I will be. And, I was telling my best friend, I was like, I don't have to worry about, with my best friend, I don't have to worry about like, hey, if something goes down, he's not going to be like, get out. And even though I'm currently on the lease as well, it's kind of like, oh, okay, well, the lease is up in such and such many months, so basically find somewhere for you to go, because basically it was said that he didn't want to be roommates with anyone. He would rather be alone. So he was like, if you're not going to be my girlfriend, then you can leave when the lease is up, basically, is what was said. And I'm like, I have no, you don't have to tell me more than once. You don't have to tell me once, you know, like, because once he was like, well, first he said he would rather be roommates. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. So I guess once he realized like, oh, you know, I'm not going to do the normal, oh, well, why are we roommates? We're supposed to be together, blah, blah, blah. I don't do any of that. Now it's just like, okay, well, if that's what you want, that's what you want. And, and I'm like, I'm not gonna chase you down, hunt you down, ask no questions. I'm not doing any of that. So then it changed from, oh, I would rather be roommates to, well, if you're not gonna be my girlfriend, then I'd rather live by myself. And the lease is up in 2 months, and I'm like, okay. Look, my response is not gonna change just because you're basically trying to say, okay, if you're not gonna be my girlfriend, then you have to leave. And I'm like, okay. Ooh, look, Akira. It's anime school. I'm just like, okay. That's the point in my life where I'm like, that if you don't want if you don't want me around, or if you don't want me, you know what I mean? Like, don't you don't have to like basically try to say, okay, well, we're not gonna be together, then I don't want you around. You don't have to tell me that. That's childish to me. I don't need you to tell me like, okay, none of these seem like um let's see. What if I look for like because they don't have like, okay, see, I'm gonna be looking at this all day. Y'all know y'all should have shown this. Um because like they even have, oh, they have video game ones. Like actual video games? You guys. See? Um, oh no. Let me get up. Let me, okay. But anyway, so like, I'm just like, I don't need you to tell me that. And looking at children books is really good too, because some of them have really good art styles. Um, I don't need you to basically, you know what I mean? It's like, are you trying to gaslight me? Like, I'm not trying to, I don't know what it is he's trying to do, honestly, because he's not very straightforward all the time. So it's like I have to play the guessing game, and I don't have time for none of that. Number one, I'm getting older. We've been together 7 years. And there's been no, or we were together for about 7 years or something like that, off and on, off and on, off and on. And I'm like, if we off and on one more time, you know what I mean? Like, you get burnt out on stuff, and it's like definitely burnt out. I don't have enough gas in the tank for his foolishness, and hopefully one day he realizes a lot of the stuff that and sometimes it would be me, and when it was me, it's like, okay, this is, I would tell him, this is what I was trying to explain. I probably didn't get it across very well. This is what I meant, X, Y, and Z, whatever, whatever. He doesn't do that. And if he does do wrong, he's one of those types where it's like, okay, his version of apologizing would just be like acting like everything is normal. And it's like, no, we just had a whole 3 hour argument. Everything is not normal. Everything is not okay. And sometimes, if the argument was small enough, I would accept that. So that's kind of on me sometimes. But for the most part, it's like, no, that's not okay. That is not how you apologize to somebody. That's not how you admit that you were wrong. That's not how you admit. And then I'm the type of person, if you're being an asshole, I'm going to tell you you're being an ass. And he's the type where it's like, oh, I'm being this or that. That's real life. Like, okay, well, you take your real life thoughts and you take them and go be by yourself, because honestly, I feel like that's you're gonna be by yourself until like, you know the person that you are. It's not okay. So I will and everything. I don't want no bad luck, or I'm not that person, but he needs to get his crap together and see with someone. And so far, it ain't looking too hot for him, because and that thing still hasn't popped up. I don't. That's so irritating. And it says like the works were uploaded, but it wasn't, because it's not here. It's not in the cloud either. So I don't know. But I feel like I'm just seriously burnt out on a lot of things. And I know you guys like, oh, she got on here and just dumped out all her drama. It just feels good to talk about. So and look, are the brushes that I had downloaded aren't even here. This thing is like it's kind of wonky when it comes to the cloud saves. Um, because my like it's missed my some of my stuff is missing, but hey, this is what kind of I think I might as well I feel like I might as well turn off cloud save, because it's not cloud saving very well. So I think for like the works and stuff, I'm just gonna manually. I'm gonna if I can remember where that is at. I think it's under settings. I thought that's what I just clicked on. Is it not? Okay. See, it's supposed to, and it's on. Everything's on, but if it's not gonna do it, then I might as well. Because it says you can manually sync them regardless of whether they're on or off, but lies they tell. And same thing with the materials, and I feel like it's just wasting space, because it's just, you know what I mean? Because it's not really doing it. It says to close. Oh, because this is still open. Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. This is like, um, just gonna call this one running practice. Um, it's kind of annoying because it's like, he's the kind of person he is. He's never cheated. He's never, I don't have to worry about him running off with, no girls or what edits will be lost if you quit. I don't want to quit. I guess because it's doing its thing. Okay. Just wait a little bit. Hey, view. So it's kind of like okay, if we get into an argument, he will go to work and I guess have a conversation with his coworkers or whatever, and then he will come home and be like a whole nother person. Oh well, and I could tell that it's because one of his coworkers or something told him he was wrong, and it's all the time. It takes for somebody else to tell him something for him to be like, oh well, so and so said I should do this, and I'm just like, why did it take some random outside of the relationship person to tell you the same exact thing that I'm telling you for you to listen and be like, oh, okay, it's like everything I say is I'm crazy. But if somebody else says it, then it's like, oh, okay, it makes sense. And it just makes you want to just, nerd, and I don't know. And yeah, relationship conversations that went down the toilet and it's a hot mess. And honestly, I'm feeling a lot better. So that's good. Yeah. I pretty much gave the whole play by play. So if you want to watch it back, it's like towards the middle somewhere. But yeah, I'm over it. And it's probably for the better, I guess. Because I don't have time for that. Honestly, I really don't. Like, it's annoying when you know you are right about something and and it's like you can't change someone, you can't make someone do what you want them to do. So it's just kind of like, okay, well, if you don't want to correct the behavior, then you can be by yourself. That's how I feel at this point. So, because it's like I can understand if you're like trying to correct the behavior and you get a little slip up here and there and you get like you know and you're like, okay, well, at least they're working on themselves or at least they're trying. But he getting a little better, but you wonder, well, at least he's getting better, at least he's trying. Like, and that's what I'm trying to say. Like, okay, ambient. Yeah, it's like 9:30, so I'm be on for a little bit for, a few minutes. But um yeah, at least he's trying, Linda. Like, and that's my point. Like, if I see you're trying and you're trying to do better and you're trying to create, you know, you're trying, then I can work with that, you know? But if I see you constantly doing the same thing and then you have this, yep, I'm doing the same thing over and over. I don't care. I don't care. Yep, sure am. Sure am. Not going to change. If you don't like it, there's the door type of attitude. If I see you constantly have that attitude, I can't. No, ma'am. So I just need to get it all together because this ain't it. And you pretty much ignore it. Yeah, and that's what my sister said. She said, "Well, maybe maybe he's lashing out, or maybe he's, because he could be feeling stressed, he could be feeling this, he could be feeling that." And I'm like, "Okay, and that's fine, but say that because when I'm having a moment and I'm all grumbly and mumbling about the foolery that's going on or whatever, and he's like, 'Oh, what's wrong with you?' And I'm like, 'Don't mind me. I'm just grumbling about some nonsense. I'm not about to spew up an argument because I'm mad about something else, so I'm finna go take it out on him.' Like, no, that doesn't make any worldly sense to me." And he's like, "Oh well, you're like that 1% of the world, and half the stuff I say doesn't make any sense. And I'm like, oh no, it makes perfect sense. I'm not 1%. There are people who believe the exact same thing I believe, if not more. Certain things that you do would never fly in certain other relationships. And I'm not comparing our relationship to others, but when it comes to certain behavior, it's like, okay, that's not good. You can tell good relationship behavior and just relationship behavior where you're like, okay, he just needs some time to cool off. He acting a fool, and that's that. But then there's that red flag behavior where you're like, nope, time to go. And sometimes it takes people a little bit longer to see those red flags, or they see them and they ignore them, or whatever the case may be. But I see them and I'm like, nope. Because when I was like, okay, I was telling my sister, I said, yep, I think he might be a narcissist, honestly. And of course, a narcissist is never going to say they're a narcissist. They're never going to believe it. But on the outside of the narcissist, everybody can, you can tell. You know him when you see him. So I'm like, nope, time to go. Time to go. Jazz is not sticking around for this one. Jazz put effort in for about 7 years, somewhere around in there. Jazz is done. She's not trying no more. Especially with every chance he gets, it's like, oh, you can find somebody else. I'm not doing that. I'm gonna find somebody else, all right. So with that being said, and I'm not about to go jump to the next dude or whatever, like, you know what I mean? And even if I do, that's my business. But that's, I'm not about to go do that. But even if I was, I don't need you to tell me to go find somebody else. That's another thing that irritates me. Well, you can go find somebody else to be with because I'm not gonna do X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, you don't have to tell me that. And that annoys me because you can tell me, but you don't have to tell me that. I don't need you, the person that is literally sitting here like, well, you know, this X, Y, and Z is happening. I'd rather be by myself. I don't need the person who's telling me they want to be by themselves to tell me to go find somebody else. What if I want to be by myself? You know, I don't need you to tell me how to go on about my life once we're done. But certain things you can't say to certain people because of how their reaction is, and you can't. It's like talking to a wall, like I said earlier. But I am about to get off of here so I could take a nice nap before work, and I am gonna wake up and try to do a reset of the day. Go to work, have a good work day. I have today and tomorrow. What's today? Friday, right? I think. Yep, Friday. So I have today and tomorrow, and then Sunday I'm gonna rest a little bit and get some of this stuff done and out of the way. And I want to thank you guys for listening to me ramble about my troubles. Because honestly, it did help me feel a little bit better because I was losing my mind slowly but surely. And I had to snap back into reality really quick. But anyway, I'll probably be on a little bit before work tomorrow. If not, then I'll see you guys on Sunday. Also, I'm getting my Saturdays back, so I will have Saturdays off. So Sunday stream might move to Saturday, or I might take Saturday as a rest day and then still stream on Sunday. I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna work yet, but we'll figure it out. Yes, thank you, Linda. Oh yeah, I'm gonna need all the prayers I can get because I'm trying to remain sane. But yeah, I do feel a lot lighter. But I'm gonna go take a nap because I woke up really early and I'm all yawning, and I don't want to be yawning in everybody's face at work today. So I'm gonna try to get a little nap in. Plus, I gotta walk down this street in this 110-degree weather. So I'll catch you guys Sunday, if not tomorrow. So thanks for hanging out. We didn't get much done art wise, but that's okay. See you guys Sunday. Yeah, a brick sounds, yeah, but I'm trying not to use a brick. I'm trying not to use the brick view. Also, that would, my family would have to bail me out for using the brick, and I don't want them to have to do that, especially on somebody like that. It's not worth it. So we'll save the brick for next time. Something more extreme, maybe. I'll catch you guys on Sunday.